Hi everyone, thank you guys for joining us for the live stream. So I wanted to give a few announcements real quick, and the first is that I'm going to be changing up how I'm doing some of the art. I'm no longer going to be drawing every single individual freckle on a Trinity's face, which was something I was doing. I also intend to talk a little bit about where we're going to be going moving forward. I know you guys are probably just wondering about Soapy, but let's focus for a moment and talk about the direction we want to go from here, because some people have been bringing up things like, oh, what if you ever win a contract? Like, because I enter some of the contests and there are contracts that are given as prizes, and well, we haven't won any contests. We also know it's always a possibility that if we start putting our stuff on platforms like Webtoon or Tapas, that you could be requested. Well, I'll let you explain.
Well, as a norm, when you get a contract of something like Webtoon, you don't necessarily lose control, but you have editors trying to push you a certain way, and on top of that, you have absolutely absurd deadlines that make it so that you basically don't get to sleep. That, or you hire an entire art team and become a company in of yourself just to keep up with the requirements of a contract that will not pay you anywhere near enough to warrant that level of effort. And I think in general, we've always been pretty determined to keep beyond Remnants and all the comics that Hannah creates, and maybe one day if I ever get good at art, anything I create, separate from any kind of outside control. We don't want anyone taking our characters and our stories and just butchering them or using them for agendas that aren't okay. Because every story that Hannah's created so far, and every story she'll make, has a very obvious Christian theme. Like, even Soapy had a Christian theme. And so it's very important that we actually stay independent, and so we're gonna keep on going on that road. It's not about making money through the comics, it's about making comics that are actually approachable for anyone, and they're actually Christian friendly. I was gonna say family friendly, but some of them do have some violence and some drugs and things of that sort.
Wow, you're just making it sound like it's all kinds of rough, but no,
it's just being realistic to
we tackle real subjects, and we want to make sure all of our comics are pushing people in the right direction, but that they're glorifying to God, because that's our number one mission here, is that we're making clean entertainment for Christian audiences, but also entertainment that an unbeliever could enjoy and potentially see, like, where we're coming from, and maybe even learn about God through our work.
And the gospel's clearly put on the website and everything else, but even on top of that, a contract would also make it so that Beyond Remnants, the website, would be very limited, that it's generally an exclusivity thing. We always are going to have everything available on beyondremnants.com as long as I can afford to keep that website going, and I can, so.
Yeah, he's taking care of, like, all of the financial costs, so
it makes up for my lack of talent.
We really don't have to worry about being funded. We are going to handle that. And that goes into the next thing I want to talk about, which is I want it to always be free. So yeah, free. About that. Some of you requested that I put Comic Book Hero back on print, so I did. It's print on demand, and if you want to buy a copy, you can, but we still have the whole series up on our website completely for free. So if you can't afford something, or if you don't want to pay for something, you can literally read it all legally free. And we plan to keep it that way for basically ever, because it's more important for us, the mission, than the money. In fact, it's been more of a negative than a positive in the financial aspect of things, but that honestly sounds good to me, because it shows that there's passion here. There's a desire to bring something for all of you guys to enjoy. And I know you guys are excited about the Soapy update, but hold on for a minute. The other thing I wanted to talk about is music. So we're talking a little bit about potentially putting it on something like DistroKid so you guys could reach it on things like Spotify. I'd love to hear feedback on that if that's something you guys would be interested in. I will be putting it into the coffee shop so that you guys can buy the music if you want to, just like we do with all our other content. You can pay what you want and things of that sort. For one of our albums, we might be putting it up for like $1 or whatever, but again, you can listen to it completely free if you go to the website or if you go to YouTube. So yeah, that's just one thing to bring up.
Yeah, it's just an option to support if you want to, because, you know.
Yeah, it's just really important to me to keep everything free because I am doing this as a hobby more than I am a career, and I'm still growing in a lot of areas. But even when my skill does improve, even when the comics I make do improve, I intend to keep everything that I'm doing completely available, free for everyone. And contracts wouldn't work with that, and neither would, working with a team, because I wouldn't be able to really pay people.
So. She's already awesome anyway, so all this talk about improvement and whatnot.
So we'll save the team. Alright, cool. So
it's basically a team of her with me attempting to draw every once in a while in the background. It's not good. You guys should have seen what I tried to draw for Chapters of Arson. That did not work.
Thank you guys for joining us for this live stream. Thank you guys for supporting our comics. Thank you so much for being a part of this mission. And I hope you enjoy the new season of Soapy, and I hope you enjoy the new episode of Beyond Remnants.